Alright folks, we're doing what everybody asked for, a road layout episode, where all we do is place roads. Nobody actually asked for that, but it must be done. We're going to be expanding New Windsor's road layout substantially. We're probably going to have to do another one of these pretty soon, actually, because New Windsor really needs to expand, and the road layout is not ready for it yet, and we're going to have to deal with that. For now, I think we're just going to work within the road layout that we expand into. So, a bunch of things for today. I mean, before we really get started talking about what's going on in game, I want to mention a couple things. One, I'm thinking of doing a cinematic video for New Windsor episode 50. I'm not sure though. The problem is New Windsor hasn't really changed too much since the helicopter cinematic tour, which is probably my best video ever, so check it out. So that it hasn't changed much since then. But we do have New Belfast now, and I think by episode 50 I might be able to manage to expand the suburbs into this whole area around here that we're working on. I might be able to build all of this little town that we're going to build the road layout for. I might be able to expand into all of the areas that we build roads in this episode. I think I might be able to manage that. I just gotta really be disciplined about it and get stuff done, because if I want to do a cinematic video for episode 50, which I think would be pretty cool, because 50 episodes, I'm gonna have to go in and really add a lot, because that'll be the second to last cinematic video of the series, probably, because we'll probably just have one at the end, episode 60 or 70 or whenever that is. But yeah, so tell me what you think. Should I do a cinematic video if I get enough done or not? Would you rather just see like a normal episode? I'm assuming most people would want a cinematic video, but I just want to make sure, because I mean, that would be in place of a normal video. But yeah, so we'll see. It all really depends on whether or not I actually get enough stuff done and build enough in the city, which I'm not sure that'll happen. We'll see. Okay, so other stuff. So I am working in a new video editor. I'm using DaVinci Resolve now instead of Adobe Premiere, and I really didn't know that DaVinci Resolve was free until recently, and now I realize it is free. And I was paying $20 a month for the Adobe student membership, but like, it's still, I don't really want to pay that. I don't need to pay that. And so I'm going with DaVinci Resolve instead, and I'm enjoying it so far. It's definitely a learning curve, but it's not too bad. It's not that different of a program, but all the different editing workspaces are definitely different, so I'm just gonna have to get used to that. In terms of speed, though, I actually sort of am preferring Resolve thus far. It seems to be better optimized to handle at least time-lapse footage. Like, it's working really well for me so far. Obviously not too much experience, but yeah, so far so good. I'll update you on that. I'm just happy not to be paying $20 a month. I'm very cheap, though. I'm basically one of the most frugal people you'll ever meet. So, I mean, yeah, that's like, it's not a surprise that I wouldn't want to pay $20 a month, but it's nice to eliminate something like that. And it's also nice to learn a new program too, because I've been sort of used to Premiere. It's probably a good idea to learn the ins and outs of a new program. But yeah, so right now we're expanding into this. Well, this is the area that's, I guess, north of downtown. So we're totally moving, far away from what we were just working on. So in terms of the roads that I'm using, I'm mostly just using the, one lane each direction standard roads. I have one arterial that sort of goes through there. One larger arterial, 2 lanes each direction, like one of the medium roads. But that's about it. I mean, other than that, we're just going with the 2 lanes each direction, different varieties of them. Maybe the suburban street that has no yellow lines, stuff like that. And obviously, we're going to revise what roads we specifically use when we actually go in and detail the area. So a lot of this is just as a placeholder. But I wanted to get the road layout down because it allows me to really know what I am building specifically. So most of this is going to be residential. I mean, we really have to build a lot of residential. We haven't built enough of it yet. Fortunately, with the the new houses that I've been using. We're at 45,000 population, but there's nobody driving into the city because everybody takes the train, even though the train station's broken. But somebody did suggest a mod to fix that, so I'm definitely going to grab that. I just haven't had the chance yet. Alright folks, I think it's about time we look at some of your builds, because I did not do that in the last episode, and I definitely apologize, but we've got a lot to get through just because I've got a huge amount of viewer-created builds piled up that I want to go through. Obviously, we're going to have different standards for new acceptances for this, so I mean, if you want to have your build featured, go head over and message me on Twitter with an imgur.com album, and that would be great. Just make sure that you have your graphic settings up really high, with LODs really high, and everything like that. And I'll tell you if it's not enough, and also make sure everything's at least 1920 by 1080. But yeah, definitely send your stuff over. I won't accept vanilla stuff or anything like that. Just very modded things with good graphics at this point, because I'm getting so many, submissions. So yeah, anyway, let's get straight into it. So we've got some really interesting stuff today. So first of all, we have a build by Mads, which is a fictional country called Habsburg, between Switzerland and Germany. So this is the overview from above, and that's an awesome looking valley, I will just tell you that. I love the different peninsulas and how the rivers just sort of weave through, and the hills are just breathtaking, just the way they're shaped, really awesome. I love the riverbank here, and this palace is pretty interesting as well. I don't know if it's a palace. I did not read the Imgur descriptions, but yeah, like the farmland just from above looks so good, and like this little house on this peninsula here. Really unique stuff, like the shoreline with these river rocks and everything, and all these retaining walls. Really great use of assets here. Both of the builds that we're showing today have a really awesome use of assets, like these river rocks, just perfectly used. And look at this cliff. This cliff it's awesome. I'd love to see a sunset over that, honestly. Windmills looking awesome. Here's the town from above, I guess, which looks pretty cool. And I mean, yeah, it's a really cool build. We've also got farmland here. Really great use of decals. I love this sort of European sort of street in here with no cars, which makes me very happy. And this Tudor style building looks so cool, so cool. And then this sort of public square, just absolutely awesome stuff. And then here's sort of a view of some soccer fields or football for you Europeans, and then the town. It looks really cool. And I mean, here's a ferry terminal right here. Some really awesome, unique stuff in this build. So thanks so much to Mads for sending in Habsburg here. And now let's move on to the second build of the day. It is a city called Nova Leda, I believe is how you pronounce it, although I'm not even trying that hard. And so this one is one I probably wouldn't accept moving forward, because it's not very finished, and also there are a lot of graphic settings that are way too low. So just make sure that you've got higher LOD settings than this, and then also that your city's very much not a finished project, but you go to what I mean, not lots of gaps everywhere. But there were a lot of screenshots without gaps. So let's get straight into this one. So this is, I mentioned this in the last episode. This is a project where it's sort of an alternate timeline where Catalonia conquers South America, which is an interesting idea. Lots of fun. So the main thing here is, as I mentioned before, the asset use just awesome. So you'll see a lot of these assets that are all these different apartments that I've really never seen before used. I love this bus hub right here. Looks really cool. And my favorite part of this, I know I hate cars, but like the highway network looks really cool going through downtown. I mean, I don't like highway networks generally that go through downtown, but that looks pretty realistic. This interchange I also really, really like. Looking awesome. And then, yeah, this area under the elevated highway looks great. And I like a lot of the detailing sort of in downtown, like below the overpasses here, or I guess in the underpasses, because, yeah. And then, what else? I mean, yeah, I think that just generally the use of assets is my favorite thing in this project, and then this sort of sunken railway and how this goes down, really, really cool, actually. I might use that as inspiration for when I work on Columbia City's sunken railway. And, I mean, this is the city at large, and sort of how it looks from above. So, yeah, I mean, just try to have your project sort of more finished than this, I guess, when you send stuff in moving forward. But yeah, I mean, this is definitely not bad at all. I love this project because the asset use is just so good, so unique. So great job to the creator of this, which was Tederick. So Tederick, awesome job on your alternate timeline build here, which looks so cool. Okay, so we're sort of finishing the road layout up here. We're working out a bunch of different areas. I've been jumping around. We're gonna hop in game in a minute, and I'll show you around, and we'll be able to put everything in perspective, because we did do a lot. We worked everywhere from sort of north of downtown to west of downtown. We expanded the road layout. You'll see later, just basically doubling the size of the city almost. Obviously, we haven't placed any buildings or anything like that, but it's still a lot. So we're going to end up placing buildings here over the next episodes, however many episodes that may be. And I mean, yeah, it's coming along. New Windsor is coming along, and it is probably going to be here for, I mean, probably the end of 2019. There's no way I finish this before the end of 2019, so don't worry about New Windsor going anywhere soon. But I mean, I'm currently motivated to work on New Windsor, which is weird because I'm usually not. I think it's just because I took such a long break from it. Like I basically took a break from April until recently from New Windsor. I think from April until when I worked on the lake community. I hadn't done an episode, and I literally hadn't been in game. I think an episode went up since then, but it was recorded in April. Like, it was a long break I took, and now I've just sort of hopped back in game, and I'm really enjoying myself. It's nice to get a different theme going here. Somebody actually asked me in Twitter DMs the other day about like what to do when you're sort of not motivated to play City Skylines and how to keep motivation going. And I basically said, because this is the only thing that works for me, just have different projects going. You can do it on different Steam accounts and use local family sharing to do that, and not need to download different mod packs every time you open your game. Just change the configs and stuff. I think somebody's done a tutorial on that, I think. But yeah, it just having multiple projects going makes it a lot easier to change things up and get motivated again. That really, really works for me. But yeah, I mean, that's basically it for the time lapse. We're gonna hop in game, take a look at what we just built, and put everything in perspective. All right, folks, we are in game. Let's take a look at what we have built here. So this is the road layout we placed in this episode. It's sort of all over the place, and I didn't expand it out all the way over here. This is just, like 2 hours of footage, which should be, I mean, around 2 hours is what I've been doing for episodes now. And it's definitely more than enough in terms of what we got done, because this is a lot of road layout to do. So it's sort of all over the place, but that's how New England works. We've got these semi-broken grids over here, very broken over here. Actually, this sort of looks bad. Let's do this. Let's fix this right here. Have this go over there. Okay, nice. So you'll notice that a lot of these roads are, like, they look like they were connected in the past. Like, maybe those two, and this looks like it was connected in the past. But obviously, this highway has not existed forever, and it's, you know, very likely that a lot of these roads were destroyed to make the highway happen. It's like this road looks like it connected over there, stuff like that. And I mean, that's how American freeways were built, so that's, you got to keep that in mind. And that's, I've tried to work around that and make the road layout make sense in that context. So this area over here, so this is sort of near the this suburb that we made. We've got all of these different areas that are sort of confusing. We've got this area in between these two rivers, and we've got this area in between these two rivers. So this is going to get more rural pretty quickly, and a little bit industrial as well in here. The industry here is going to stop around here, but it's gonna be a slow transition. Maybe we'll have some warehouses along the highway, stuff like that. We're gonna have a shopping center right here, I believe, and then right here. This is gonna be a big shopping center with like a dumb, you know, enormous parking lot, really stupid amount of parking spaces. Like you'll see. And yeah, I mean, you gotta have that in the suburbs. And my train station still doesn't work, and it's only one platform that's being used, and all of these trains are, yeah, somebody help me. I literally have no idea what the deal is here. Whatever, at least people are using it, but the freeway traffic's really low as a result. Like, the amount of people using this train station is just absolutely bonkers. What? That's insane. At least people are using transit. Okay, that's good. Yeah, so road layout, we've got this area inspired by Pawtucket, Rhode Island, and it's going to be a really nice area. You know how we've got New Belfast? This is going to be another city, but it's going to be much smaller than both New Windsor and New Belfast, and it's going to be a really nice little town. We're going to have some mills along the river, and it's going to be really, really cool. So that's going to be fun. This area over here, we're going to start having mills sort of along the rivers as we go over this way. As you can see, I sort of expanded out as far as I could for today. And there are a lot of roads that you'll see it sort of makes sense where they're going to end up going. Like, this will probably end up cutting around here and then starting to go alongside the river. This road might cut across here and then go alongside the river on the other side. Stuff like that. But yeah, I'm trying to make the roads sort of connect up and make a lot more sense. Like, this road sort of connects over here. This goes all the way from here up this way. You know, this road goes all the way over here, and it'll go out that way. And this road will end up going out this way. So I'm trying to make the roads make sense as main avenues, which I sort of failed to do over in this part of town, but I can't really change that now. This road will end up going out this way as well. So as you can see, this area is going to be pretty low density. We're going to have just some, you know, nice houses with big lots and stuff over here. And that'll be sort of how things work as we transition out into the rural parts of the city. We'll also have some farms, because those do exist in the Northeast. So it won't be trees absolutely everywhere. And I mean, just the detail level is going to get a lot lower as we move out, though. But yeah, as you can see, for the freeway on and off ramps, I didn't really detail too much. I still have to reverse a lot of these textures, but we've got like sort of a diamond interchange right here, nice simple diamonds, which looks nice and very natural. We've got this weird sort of intersection here, but these are very important roads. This arterial right here turns into a parkway on the other end, and then that parkway will probably just turn into a sort of a one lane in each direction national road out there. But here we have these connect, and the intersection's a little bit odd, but there's no on or off ramp at all here, which might not make sense for an arterial, but there are, you know, there's an on off ramp there and over here as well. I sort of like how this ended up turning out. It's symmetrical, but obviously not at the same time. And then this over here looks pretty cool as well. So yeah, I mean, that's basically it for what we worked on today. We've got a lot more to do, obviously, in this city. This is like, we just expanded the road layout to basically cover, I think this has got to be most of what we've already built in terms of new roads. So hopefully we can expand throughout these new roads in the coming episodes and build the main landmarks, I guess, like the shopping centers, and we're gonna have high schools and stuff like that around here. Maybe we should build a community college at some point. That could be cool, and stuff like that. We're gonna have to definitely place those more unique and detailed builds first, because we've obviously got all of these different suburbs that are gonna be pretty normal, I guess, in terms of suburban style. I also have to go in and make some new triple-decker houses in the asset editor on a stream or something, because these triple-deckers are, I mean, this isn't the only type of triple-decker that's out now. There are more triple-deckers in the workshop that I really want to place. I'll show you them right now, but I have to do some pre-detailing in the asset editor. Oh, tripler, nice, that's excellent. Let's place these right here. And these are just spectacular. Who made these? Temzako made these, and these are just perfect. Like, I cannot wait to go in and turn these into detailed houses in the asset editor and just place them absolutely everywhere, because it's going to be great going in once again and replacing all of the houses that I already replaced. But it has to be done because those are just so good and I can't go without them. But as we transition out, we're going to have houses that are more like this. Like this area here is probably going to stay without any triple deckers because it's sort of a little village in here that's got like some older style buildings. We'll probably end up adding a couple triple deckers in here. And then there will be triple deckers scattered throughout here, and then a lot of them towards sort of older town centers like the Pawtucket area. Like over here, we'll add some triple deckers because it's sort of an older area within New Windsor. And I mean, that's basically the plan. We're going to slowly transition out from triple deckers into just sort of normal two-story things, and it'll get lower and lower in density as we move out until we're basically at this or even lower density, and it's going to be so much fun. So hopefully you all enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like. It really does help out a ton. You can subscribe if you're new around here. Hit the bell icon next to the subscribe button to get notified whenever I upload a new video, so you never miss an upload. I wouldn't want to do that. You can support me on Patreon, get access to the next video right now as we speak. You can get access to the next video, whatever that may be, New Windsor, Columbia City, whatever. This is a abandoned dealership. But yeah, you can get access to the next video right now on my Patreon, just $1. And you'll get access to every single new video. You can follow me on Twitter. That's in the description, and I post rants and updates and stuff like that on there. It's whatever people use Twitter for, plus a lot of bike lane and transit rants and stuff like that. So if you're interested in that, check my Twitter out. And follow me on Instagram for really nice screenshots. Like, say I'd post something like this or this, because it's so easy to get nice screenshots in New Windsor because it's just so beautiful with all the autumn colors. But yeah, that's about it. Hopefully you all enjoyed, and I will see you next time.